All right, guys, welcome back. We are going to talk about side, 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 and side angle side for our review day today. So remember, side, 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 or side angle side needs to go in that specific order. I need to have all three sides indicated, or I need to have a side followed by an angle followed by the same side. So the angle has to be in between. It tells me in my directions. If either write it if they are, otherwise write NP if they're not congruent. So we're not going to just leave it blank, we're going to actually write something. So let's take a look at what we're given in this first picture. I have a side, I have an angle, and then I go and I have another side. So this first part looks like I could potentially have side, angle, side. But if I look at the second picture, I have an angle, we're not going to do that. I have a side, and an angle. Do those two letters, do those two combinations match? No, they do not. So because they don't match, number one should be NP for not possible. Number two, I have a side, I have an angle, and then since that side, where's my mouse? Since this side shares, that would be a freebie that they match there. So the triangle on the left goes side, angle, side. Triangle on the right goes side, angle, side. Since they match, my final answer is side, angle, side. Again, the directions are exactly the same. Write it if they are, write NP if they are not congruent. Remember to mark any freebies you have. Now, if you look at problem 3, that side in the middle gets marked because it's the same side. Well, let's look. The top triangle, I have a side, and I have a side. Bottom triangle, I have a side, and I have a side. So we can definitively say that these two are congruent by side, side, side. Number 4 says I have a side, and a side. Then I have a side, and a side. So again, SSS. Number 5, ooh, this one looks like a tricky. Okay, first I have a side. Oops, wait, back up. I got a freebie mark. I can't use one because one's already used. So I have a side, then an angle, and then I have a side. And then I have a side, and then I have an angle, and then I have a side. Oh, hey, guess what? It's side, angle, side. Let's mark our freebie. Okay, I have a side, I have an angle, then I have a side. I have a side, then I have a side, and then I have an angle. Nope. NP. Not possible. Not congruent. Okay, number 7. I have a side, I have an angle, and I have a side. I have a side, angle, side. Ooh, they match. So I've got side, angle, side, guys. Oop, freebie. I have to use 3 because 1 and 2 are already taken. So I have side, side, side. Side, side, side. Final answer. Side, side, side. Ooh, look, freebie. All right, I have a side, I have an angle, then I have a side. I have a side, I have an angle, then I have a side. Oh, they match, guys. Ooh, look, freebie. I have a side, and then an angle. Does that even? Nope. It's not one of our things. NP. Okay. Next, we're told that they're going to be congruent. So each one's saying how we're supposed to prove the congruence. What we need to do is write down the information required, and I didn't want to make it that one. So we need to write the missing piece. Remember, free stuff is not the missing. So I need to show that 11 will be congruent by side, side, side. Right now I currently have 2 sides already marked. So I need this last side. And I need to write them in order. So on my left one, let's say we're going to go E to G is going to be congruent. Well, E was on the side that also had 2. So when I say my W/Y side, I have to start with the letter that also hits the 2 side. So since the Y creates a side with 2 tick marks, Y must come first. Number 12, side, angle, side. Well, my free part that I can put here is I have my bow tie picture, so I can put my angles in. That's my free part, but that's not what's missing. What's missing is my side. So where's my second side? Good, the opposite, guys. So let's take the bottom picture at the top, and I have D to S. So again, I have to go congruency. D also creates the side with no mark. So what of my other letters of S and T am I going to use? T comes first because T is also created by the side that's unused or unmarked. Again, we're going to write down stuff that is required and put anything that is free. And I'm going to highlight that free in purple again so that you remember that anything that I mark is my free stuff. Anything I mark in purple, excuse me, is free. So I need a side, an angle, and a side. I see I have a side, I see I have an angle, and it has to go in that general order. So my next side has to be here and here. And we have to give that 2 tick marks because the 1 tick mark's already been taken. And we can't say that VU is congruent to UW. I want UW somehow to be congruent to this side over here, created with X and Z. So let's take my one on the left, let's say WU. What is WU going to be congruent to? W hits the side that is the 2 and unmarked. So between X and Z, which letter hits the 2 and the unmarked? Get the Z, so the Z has to come first. All right, number 14, I need side, angle, side. I currently have both my sides because I can see them clearly marked right here. So I'm just missing the angle, and I realize that my picture's off slightly. So my angle would have to be the angle that sits in the middle since he sits in between my 2 sides. So angle L has to be congruent to angle H. Again, free stuff's going to be in purple. I need side, side, side. So I'm missing these last sides. Let's go R to T. So R hits the side that has a 2. So which other letter hits the side that has a 2? Good, the X. So X to Z. Number 16 is side, angle, side. Ooh, I have a free marking. My side of GF has to be congruent to itself. So that's my free guy. So I'm looking now for the angle since I already have the side. So it has to be the angle in the middle. And when I went and did my last side, angle, side, if I go back for a quick moment, I had nothing else going on with those letters, so I could use a single term. Try that again. I had nothing else going on with that angle, so I could use a single letter. However, F has got the whole big angle, and each of the smaller pieces. So I can't just use a solid one letter for that. I have to use 3. So let's start with the left side. And I need F to be in the middle. So I'm going to go from E to F down to G. And I want that to be congruent with angle. Well, E to F had the 2 tick mark, so I want Q to F. And it has to go in the same order. Now, oops. Could I have gone backwards? Absolutely. As long as F's in the middle. And you go the correct, consistent way. Okay, let's go ahead and highlight our free stuff so we don't forget. Number 17 is side, angle, side. Well, hey, look, bow tie picture, free mark, angles. Oops. So what actually is missing, the side or the angle? Good, the side. So I need that side to be on the opposite side of the angle, the other part that creates the angle. So the uppermost one, we go from J to I. J to I goes in, J is created with the other unmarked side, so I need E to I. Number 18, side, side, side. Hey, I've got a free mark. So what actually needs to be marked? These guys down here. So D to X is congruent to, D had the side of 1, so I need Y to Z. All right, complete the following proof. Again, I'm going to try and type when possible because my handwriting is atrocious. So we're told some information, so let's see if I can put any of that on my picture. PQ bisects angle SPT, and SP is congruent to PT. Well, the first step in any proof is always the given. So if I could, I would just copy and paste that over. So I'm going to type it. And I need this to not be such a large font. PQ bisects angle SPT. All right, guys, we'll be right back.